The order was given. I carried it. The machinery responded. The ship began to turn. But there wasn't enough time. Less than a minute. That's all they had. From the moment they saw it to the moment it reached them. The system worked. Everything worked. But 37 seconds was not enough. From the moment they saw it, to the moment it reached us. Less than a minute. That's all we had. And everything worked. That's what makes this worse. Because nothing failed. Not me. Not the machinery. Not the design. Time failed. And time is the only thing you cannot turn. I was never in control. I didn't decide anything. I didn't see the iceberg. I didn't hear the warnings. I didn't choose the speed. Hands turned me. And I obeyed. I carried what I was given, forward. Through steel. Through pressure. Through distance. From the bridge, to the engines below. I was not the decision. I was the connection. The command didn't move the ship. Not immediately. It had to travel. Down shafts. Through linkages. Into steam-powered steering engines. Pressure built. Valves opened. Machinery answered. And far below, in the freezing Atlantic, the rudder began to move. Slowly. Because something that large doesn't respond to urgency. It responds to physics. Titanic weighed over 50,000 tons. Steel doesn't rush. Water doesn't yield instantly. Momentum has memory. And turning takes time. Time we didn't have. The ocean was calm. Too calm. No wind. No waves. No sound. The surface was flat, like glass. That should have been a warning. Because waves break around ice. But that night, the ocean gave nothing away. Ice warnings had been sent. At least 6. From other ships. Coordinates. Positions. Clear danger. But we kept going. At around 22 knots. Fast. Confident. Certain. Because this ship was not supposed to fail. High above the deck, in the crow's nest, 2 men watched the dark. No binoculars. They had been misplaced. Locked away. So they relied on their eyes. And the ocean gave them nothing. Until it did. A bell rang. 3 times. A shape in the dark. Iceberg, right ahead. The order came instantly. Hard A starboard. Turn. Avoid. That was the only move. Stopping wasn't an option. Not in time. Not at that speed. So they turned. And I obeyed. The command reached me. And I moved. As far as I could. As fast as I could. Below me, steam surged. Pressure pushed through the system, the steering engines engaged. And the rudder began to shift. Slowly. Too slowly. The bow started to move. The ship answered. But not enough. Not fast enough. Because a ship that size does not pivot. It resists. It drags its past forward with it. Every second matters. And every second was already gone. For a moment, it looked like we might miss it. The bow cleared. The iceberg sliding past. Almost. But not entirely. Because the distance was already decided. Before the turn. Before the command. Before me. If we hadn't turned, it might have been different. Not better. Just different. A direct impact. The bow would have taken it. All that force, in one place. 2 compartments. Maybe 3. Titanic was designed to survive 4 flooded compartments. That was the limit. That was the belief. That was the confidence. But no one knew that in the moment. No one calculated outcomes. No one paused. Turning felt like control. Doing something always feels better than doing nothing. Even when it isn't. So they turned. And I obeyed. The system responded. Perfectly. The rudder moved. Exactly as designed. And that was the problem. The ship didn't hit head-on. It scraped. Along the side. Below the waterline. Where no one could see. Steel met ice. Not with an explosion. But with pressure. Riveted plates flexed. Seams opened. Not one massive hole. but multiple openings spread across the hull. Water entered. At first, slowly. Then more. 5 compartments. Not 4. 5. And that was enough. The watertight compartments worked. At first. They filled, one by one. But the bulkheads didn't reach high enough. So as the bow dipped, water spilled over. From one compartment to the next. And the next. A chain reaction. Quiet. Mathematical. Unstoppable. For a while, nothing seemed wrong. No panic. No chaos. Passengers talked. Walked. Waited. Because the ship wasn't supposed to sink. That belief held longer than it should have. But below the surface, it was already decided. They came back. Not with orders. With hope. As if direction still mattered. As if anything could still be changed, but it didn't. They stopped using me. For the first time, I was irrelevant. The ship began to tilt. Slowly. Then more. The bow sank. The stern rose. The angle increased. People noticed. Then moved. Faster. Without order. Without understanding. That's when fear arrived. Not at the impact. After. Lifeboats were lowered. Too few. Far too few. Designed for regulations, not reality. They believed the ship would stay afloat. So they didn't prepare for failure. Now they were trying to escape it. Into the same ocean that was taking the ship. Water kept rising. Silently. Relentlessly. Deck by deck, section by section. Until there was nothing left to hold it back. Now I remain. Still turned. Still holding the last command. Far below the surface. No hands. No orders. No second chances. But I remember. Every second. Every moment they believed. There was still time. There wasn't. I carried the order. The system responded. The rudder moved. Everything worked. But time didn't. And time is the only thing you cannot turn.